Hebrew
We'll
king.
find out. All right. Shalom to everybody online. Shalom to everybody in the house. Everybody doing good? Everybody, hopefully y'all seeing this online. Y'all see me on the screen too? So if y'all need me to, I feel like that's better for y'all to see. I can switch back and forth. So we go to the slides and do that so they can see the slide. So today we're going to be continuing ascending and descending. We're going to do part 2. Shalom, fam. So we're going to continue in that. Shula, sit down. Stop talking, sir.
Come on here.
So we're going to keep talking about and showing Mashiach in what people call the Old Testament, which is the Torah and the Prophets. So we're going to go back into that, and we're going to start examining his appearances. Who can tell me what we talked about as far as in other teaching?
All right. So in part 1, we talked about the different titles of Yahushua as far as the different roles that he's played each time he showed up on earth.
Okay.
One of the first title that we talked about was he was the arm of yahuwah. And some of the precepts that we went through on that was Isaiah 53, verse 1 and 5.
Okay.
Well, we mentioned Revelations chapter 1 through 4. Isaiah 63, verse 12. Daniel chapter 7, verse 3. Jeremiah chapter 10. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 5. John chapter 14, verse 6 through 11.
Okay.
Psalms 98, verse 1. Exodus chapter 6, verse 6.
Okay.
Deuteronomy chapter 2, Isaiah 40, Isaiah 44, verse 6, Revelations 22, verse 13, Isaiah 51, verse 9, Isaiah 52, verse 10, Isaiah 53, verse 1,
Okay.
Jeremiah 32, verse 17, John chapter 1, verse 1 through 3. And then the second title that we covered was the angel of Yahuwah. And some of the precepts there was Judges chapter 2. I think it was that whole chapter. We looked at the whole chapter of Israel's captivity.
The first time we went through it.
The first time.
Not the last time.
Right. Okay. Oh, so. Okay.
So we can go ahead and do that.
Okay. So we'll go back and cover that. All right.
Yeah.
So did we get to the angel of Yahweh?
We just touched on it. So
Right.
Let's go back to that.
So I'll just start back to that.
Yeah, let's go back to that. So, y'all see right here, right? So originally we were talking about. We were talking about. Hold on a second, this thing moving too fast. We talking about the arm of Yahuwah, right? You know, we talking about the name. He's going through all the different chapters. We've seen this manifestation of Yah. When we was going back to Isaiah, and Isaiah had this phrase. Was it 53? Was it 53?
Yeah, Isaiah 53.
Who is the arm of Yah revealed? And who has, I'm saying it backwards, but who has believed our report? And to whom is the arm of Yah revealed? So we did it, we went back through the scriptures, and what we saw was all through the scripture that the arm of Yah is not just, it is a description of Yah's manifestation. As arm, we talked about Hebraisms, meaning that stuff that sayings that our people said that meant certain things. So when it says the arm, that means your power, your strength, right? So we went from that to the New Testament, or the Hashah, which talks about when Mashiach, after he raised from the dead, he's with the disciples. And when they talk, he says, all power is given to me in the earth, right? We went to Hebrews 1. With the Hebrews 1. Matter of fact, let's read that. That kind of opens up what we're talking about. Alright. Let's go to Hebrews Oh yeah, so if you're in the group, if you're in the Rebirth of the Nation group, this is live on YouTube. So you can look at YouTube like you follow along if you want to. All the slides are on YouTube. And this really sums up everything we're saying. And we look at this text, right? So we'll start with that. Right there?
Hebrew
Hebrews first chapter. Yah, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in the past unto our fathers by prophets. So the first thing you understand, we used to read that scripture and read right over and just keep moving. But you got to read this really careful and see what he's saying. He's saying, Yah, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in the past unto the fathers and by the prophets. Right? So, what we're seeing is we went back and we was talking about, we're about to get into the angel, when the word angel is malach, which means messenger. That's all a prophet is really. But what we're seeing is there's diverse times means multiple times all through. Diverse manners means multiple manifestations, different ways, right? So what we're seeing, what we're looking at is the different times and the different ways that Mashiach shows up. Because what we're gonna find out is we go back to we was reading about Yaakov. Yaakov at one point in time, when he was in the plains in Bethel, he laid his head down and he had this vision. And the vision was angels, malachs, ascending and descending, constantly going up and down, right? So, and he said he seen Yah standing at the top of that ladder. So Yah's at the top of that ladder and he's sending these malachs, these angels, these messengers. They do a lot on the shirts, maybe lots on the shirts. There you go. Ascending and descending, going back and forth. So when we look at these texts and we learn these Hebrew idioms, what we find out is that the angel of Yah, which is Malach Yahuwah, or the Yod, the arm of Yahuwah. All these are titles, these are Hebraisms, these are descriptions of a manifestation, right? And that manifestation is power, and the power is the deliverance of the people. Everybody got me? So again, so we the arm of Yahuwah, you see right there I got yahuwah, that's Yahuwah in the ancient Phoenician. You see with ancient Hebrew, which is similar to Phoenician. You see the symbol, right? And then you got this the haze, which is a man worshiping a man with his hands up, right? And then you have the Y. You got the nail, which we can get to that later. But you have the arm, which is the yod, right? And if you see it, that's exactly how they would draw. It's an outstretched arm. That's exactly how they would draw it in the ancient Hebrew. So when we look at the scripture, when it says that Yah had delivered us by his outstretched arm, right? You got to understand who and what that is, especially when you know what those words mean. Because Yod He Wahe means behold the hand, behold the nail. Now, if I say that right off the top, who's that bringing your mind up? Mashiach, hand and the nail. Understand crucifixion. So going back to Shaul, and when he writes and he says Mashiach was crucified before the foundation of the world, so like, what is he talking about? So it was prophesied even in the name of Yah, right? About the role of Mashiach, because what Mashiach is going back to what we talked about last time too, is he's Yah with us. So that's why they call him Emmanuel. Yah with us, right? So what does that mean? That means that his actual manifestation, his appearance with us. Because what Scripture teaches us two things. One teaches that Scripture says that no man has seen Yah at any time. So this is where everybody get messed up at. So they say, man, nobody ain't seen Yah. So you talking about so some people believe that Mashiach is an idol. Mm-hmm. Really, that's a teaching out there. There's a Mashiach is an idol. People praying to Mashiach. People worshiping Mashiach. They doing all these other things. Like it's idol. It's idols because nobody's seen Yah. So if nobody's seen Yah, then that kind of thing. But when you understand what that means, because every time in the scripture we went through in the first, man, how many verses we go through? 20. Every single time in the scripture it says that he appeared. That means they saw him, right? when Jacob wrestled with him, after he wrestled with him, he said, I wrestled with yahuwah, right? So every time they actually did see him, but what they didn't see was him. They didn't see him in his fullness in the spirit. That's what it's saying, right? Because if it was saying that, then the Bible, the scripture is saying two different things, right? So we know that Yah is a spirit. Those that worship him must worship him in what? Spirit and truth. Right? But every spirit has a body, just like every soul has a body. Right? Mashiach is the body. Sacrifice, when I accept an offering, I have myself a body has now prepared for me. Right? Mashiach is this. So that every time we see him in script, in the Hebraisms, always describe him as a body. He's the arm. Right? He's the hand. Also, he's on the right hand. It's all these descriptions of him. He's the we get terms like son of man. I'm just rehashing on this before we get back to the angel. Yeah. We see terms like son of man. Yeah, we automatically think like we think in the natural. Yeah. So that's why they think like earth. Like I have my son. Like I got my son Yeshua over there. Y'all talking. So everybody Yeshua. So that's my son. That's my literal son. He comes from me. Right? But what they don't realize is that the first writings of the term son of man, it don't mean the son of a man. What it means is the likeness of a man. Right? Because we go look at Enoch, Enoch in scripture, stuff like that. It says one like the likeness. One like the likeness of a man. Right? And we read in the scripture before, it says that his going forth is from everlasting. Right? So what that means? That means before man was created, he was in the likeness of a man, right? He wasn't created after man. Man was created after him. You get a mold, right? you gonna cast something. The mold is the image, right? So you pour things into that mold and then you cast it, and that's what shapes it. So we went back and we covered the scripture last time. We talked forever, but I didn't do this. But this is the reason why when Shaul talks about Mashiach, he says that what? Check this out. He's the express image of Yah. What does that mean? What is an image? An image is what you see, right? So every time we see, when we go through the scriptures, you see the right hand, you see the Malach, yahuwah. You see all these people that show up, and what you're seeing is Yah's manifestation. What's seen of him, right? Like if I see you, I see your body. That's what's seen of you. When I can't see your spirit inside, I can't see your soul, but I can see your body. Your body is what made seen in this world. So, and the body is physical. So we went through other stuff talking about proving that there's a physical body for these beings, and they also have a spirit. So, meaning like we talked about how. And when our ancestors was in the wilderness, it says, Most High, he said, parade the bread, they call it manna. It says, man did eat angels' food. We about to read when Yah literally sat down with Abraham and Sarah and two other angels, and they sat down and ate food. Right? If you just the spirit, you don't eat food. If you're just a soul, or like, in other words, an intangible thing, you wouldn't be eating. But these things are physical. They're not flesh and blood like we are. We flesh and blood. They're a different type of flesh, or we can understand whatever that is. But it is actual flesh, some type of thing that's manifested in this realm. That's the reason why Shaul goes on to tell us. It says, "Be careful that you don't undertake what angels unawares." Right. So because the angels are doing what? Going back to the beginning of this teaching, they're always ascending and descending. Also, Mashiach. And that's what we get there. He's always ascending and descending. But he only ascends and descends when things are directly related to the salvation of Israel. Right? So when Israel needs deliverance, Mashiach shows up, and he's always done it. He's always done it. Right? So I had to go to all that to try to get to the point. So let's go back. Let's go back. Is it Genesis 18:19 we talked about last time? Genesis 18:19, I think. Let me make sure. Genesis 28.
Yeah, chapter 18 and 19.
18:19. All right.
Okay.
So, for time, hey, shalom everybody online. I ain't forgetting about you. I'm just trying to go keep it moving. So, we're gonna start at 18. We're gonna move. Now we're talking about we're talking about Malak Yahuwah. Okay. And we're gonna find out that Malak Yahuwah is for one, we're gonna prove again the context that everybody has is well, no man has seen Yah and they don't understand what Mashiach is. That the reason why I said if you've seen me, you've seen Allah, you've seen the Father, right? Because He's the body, Yah's the spirit. Right, got me? Right. So Genesis 18, and Yah what? Appeared. So he didn't hear Yah. Right? He didn't feel Yah. Yah actually appeared. He actually saw him. Okay? In the plains of Mamre, he sat in his tent door in the day, legalized and low. 3 men. So first you should see Yah, and now you got 3 men total. Right? So if you got one, then how many you need to get through? 2. I know it sounds funny, but I got to make a point when we go down in this scripture, okay? So we got 3 total. You got Yah and you got 2 others, all right? So in the heat of the day, Aaron said, my master, if I found faith in thy sight, she will be quiet. Faith in thy sight, pass not away, I pray thee from thy servant. Let a little water, I pray you, be fetched, to wash your feet and rest yourselves on the tree. And I'll fetch, check this out, a morsel of bread. Comfort ye your hearts after ye shall pass on, for therefore are ye come to your servant. And they said, check this out, so do. So he sat down and he's like, hey, look, Abraham's like, hey man, let me go get some water, let me go get some food. Now the angels, they didn't say, nah, we eat food, we angels. Right? He said, nah, go ahead, go do it. Go help, right? So they went and did that, right? And Abraham ate into the tent and Sarah and said, make ready quick 3 meals of fine meal needed and make cakes upon the hearth. And Abraham ran unto the herd and fetched the calf, tender and good, and gave it to the young men, and he hasted the dressing. So basically, he about to make some steaks. Right? He took the butter and the milk and the calf, and he dressed it, and he set it before them, and they stood by them on the tree, and they did what? Eat. Alright, so I ain't gonna get into that too deep. We're gonna get down because we rehash. So we know pretty much everybody when I read this last time was in, right? Mm-hmm. Alright, so we're gonna skip down to 20th verse. Alright, so Abraham and Yah sitting there talking. They eat food and chilling. It's like a barbecue, his family, everybody having a good time. By the time you get to the 20th verse,
the light is right here.
Right? Something is going on. So remember, there was how many people were there? 3, right? And it says, and Yah said, because the cry of Sodom is great, and because their sin is very grievous. Right? I will go down now, and I will see what they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which is come unto me, and if not, I will know of it. Right? So basically what he's saying now is that he's going to go down and he's going to see what's happening. Now, he said that before. He said that in Exodus. When the children of Israel was crying out, he said, I came down. You see? Right? So again, we already seen, let's say what? Descension. Right? So he came down then to check out Sodom and Gomorrah. In the future, he's going to come down again and deliver Israel. Right? And even at that time, he's delivering Lot. Okay? So anyway, for I commanded that he will command his children and his household after him, they shall keep the way of God to do justice and judgment. He all about that justice and judgment. I mean, I have to keep rehashing that. That Yah may bring upon Abraham all that spoken to him. Alright, so you get the idea. He's saying they about to go down to Sodom and Gomorrah, right? And then Abraham's like trying to negotiate. That's his nephew. You don't want the nephew to die. And then y'all know the whole story. If 50 righteous, if there's 100 righteous, all that kind of stuff. You skip down. Alright? So we get to the 32nd verse. It says, and he said, oh, let not Yah be angry. I speak to you. Yet this once, peradventure, 10 should be found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 10 sakes. So he said, there were just 10 people that's righteous. I won't destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Here we go. And Yah went his way. As soon as he left communion with him and returned to his place. So Yah and Abraham, so Yah and Abraham still talking, right? But the other two men are about to do something. So we go to first verse, Genesis 19. And there came what?
2 angels.
So there was 3, right? Yah and 2 angels. So Yah stays back with Abraham. They talk, right? Yah actually, which is cool. He has a conversation with the Malaks. He pulls them aside and says, "Should we tell Abraham what we about to do?"
I got
So yeah. So and then after that, so okay. He goes back and tells Abraham, "So look, we got to be going down to Sodom, right? And see, we done heard what's going on. We can go check it out, right? And y'all know the whole story. So that the other 2 angels, see what happens. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at the even, Lot in the gate of Sodom, and Lot, seeing those, rose up to meet them and bowed himself to his face and toward the ground, and all this other stuff. So you get the idea. So the 2 Malaks went away, and this basically read this. What's proven is that Yah was with them. Yah sat down. He sat down and talked with Abraham. He ate with Abraham. So to get to the obvious point, when you read Mashiach is on the Brit Hadashah, or Matthew, or Matthew. When he's sitting there talking or whatever to the Pharisees, they try to stop him and question him. They're like, how you supposed to know all this stuff? Because you're not even 50 years old. His answer to him was what? Abraham, what?
Rejoice.
Rejoiced to see my day.
Glad.
You're glad, right? Why? Because this is the promise to him. He wanted to sit down and made the promise with him, right? So we're going to keep moving. Alright?
One of my plays.
Here we go. Alright. So we're going back into Malachi. Alright? So we just read Genesis 8:1. It says, y'all see that on? Everybody see that? Alright. Genesis 18:1 says, and Yah appeared to him, that means he actually saw him, in the plains of Mamre, and he sat in the tent of the door in the heat of the day. And we're going to roll through these scriptures, right? So we do this pretty quick. Genesis 26, verse 24, and Yah appeared unto him the same night. So we're going back to the appeared, right? And said unto him, I am the Elohim of Abraham, thy father. Right? Alright? For I'm with thee, I will bless thee, I will multiply thy seed for my servant Abraham's sake. Right? Genesis 13:24. So going back to the appearance. We're going back to the appearance to understand all this. Mashiach is actually appearing. Yah is actually appearing. Genesis 32, verse 34. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled with a man. Matter of fact, let's go there. Genesis 32, let's go real fast.
What's coming up?
She was that you?
Yes.
Okay, don't do it no more.
I'm trying my best.
Alright, you know the story about him wrestling, right? So we're going to start at 22nd verse. And he rose up that night and took his 2 wives and his 2 woman servants and his 11 sons and passed over the ford of Jebus. And when he took him, he sent him over the brook and then sent him over what he had. And Jacob was left alone. They wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. You know, so sometimes it'll say a man, and then they turn around, all of a sudden they'll be like, it's an angel, right? Because again, going back to that context, this is called a physical being, right? What we at? 25. And he saw that he prevailed not against him. And he touched the hollow of the thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with them. And he said, let me go for the daybreak. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said to him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name should no more be called Jacob, but Israel. For a prince hast thou power with Elohim and with men, and has prevailed. So this whole wrestle, we know what's going on. Right? He's wrestled this man all night, which is Malach, which is an angel, who descended again. 29th verse. And Jacob asked him and said unto me, tell me, I pray thee, thy name. So now, Jacob is interested. Because like at first, he's just, says he wrestled a man. He don't say that he knew that he was a Malach. But he he's wrestling this man. So after that, he get this prophecy and he's like, okay, who's this? So he asked him this, what is thy name? Right? And he said, wherefore is it that I ask by name? And he looked over and was like, what is your business? Why you asking what my name? Why you asking what my name is, right? And he blessed them there. Check out now. But Yaakov got it. And Yaakov called the name of this place Peniel, for I have seen who?
God, face to face.
And my what?
Life is preserved.
See that? Because the context is what? No man can see Yah and live. Right? But he knows that he wrestled with Yah. I've seen Elohim face to face, and my life is preserved. We know that, again, when it's talking about Elohim, it's talking about the Most High, because it ain't no scripture about you can't see that. That means it's the Malach. It's the Most High that you're not supposed to be able to see or look upon. But what he saw was the image, because, again, there's an image that the Most High had to dwell with us, right? We're supposed to look for him and upon him, right? So anyway, we get the context, right? So Exodus 6, verse 2 and 3. And Elohim spoke to Moshe, and he said unto him, I am yahuwah, and I appeared unto Abraham, unto Yitzhak, and unto Yaakov, by the name of Elohim Almighty, but my name, yahuwah, was not known unto them. So check this out. And Elohim spake unto Moses and said, I am yahuwah, and I appeared to Abraham. Did we just read that? Right? And unto Isaac, and unto Yaakov. Did we just read that? Didn't he just read it? Wasn't that Genesis 32 and 24?
Yep.
Right? So we're looking at, sometimes we can over spiritualize these things. He's talking about specific encounters. So these are specific encounters. Remember what the Shaul says. Yah, who at sundry times and in diverse manners, what? Has spoken to our fathers. Right? So in this time, and I thought I had the one with Isaac. And then too, but maybe I didn't. I thought I did that first. But what we're seeing is we've just read the specific times when Yah appeared to the forefathers, and when he appeared, it was Malach Yahuwah. The image, right? Hallelujah. So let's keep going. Sorry, y'all. Alright. So let's go to Malachi 3. Who got time?
7:23. Yeah.
Alright. You want to read the first verse for me?
I just call me honey on
Go ahead, bro.
Behold, I will send my messenger.
Alright, stop right there.
Okay.
So what is a messenger?
Malach.
A malach. Okay, keep going.
Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And Yah, whom ye seek, shall certainly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant, whom ye delight in. Behold, he shall come, saith the Yah of hosts.
Alright, so what we're seeing is says, I send my malach, right? Malach Yahuwah. He shall prepare the way before me. Now we know that's Mashiach, right? And Yah, whom ye seek, will suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant. Now, if we skip, we got for time, but y'all just stay there. I'm going to go to Revelation.
How do you do it? Just come here. Mommy, stop it, drive. You win the game.
Alright? I'm going to read y'all this right. Hold that where y'all at, right? Revelations 2. Verse 5. Remember, that's not what I want. That falls into that, but that's not what I want. Revelation 2, verse 16. That's not the right one. Hold on a second. Alright, there you go. Revelation 22.
Chapter 22.
Yeah, 22. Y'all and like hold your Malachi, right? One of my favorite verses. Revelation 22, verse 11. Nah, sorry, 10. And he said unto me, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the times at hand. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. In other words, if you're going to keep doing what you're doing, we read that in the second Exodus. And the second Exodus says the same thing. It says, choose now what you're going to do, right? This ain't the time. In other words, this ain't the time to keep playing around, right? The time is short. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. He that is filthy, let him be filthy still. He that is righteous, let him be righteous still. He that is holy, let him be holy still. And behold, I come what?
Quickly.
And my reward is with me to give to every man according to what his work shall be. So when you parallel that with Malachi verse 3, behold, I will send my Malach, right? He shall prepare the way for me. And Yah whom you see, the scripture says the way, those that are looking for his coming, right? Suddenly he should come to his temple. Even the messenger of the covenant, the Malach of the covenant, right?
Survive the whole year.
Whom you delight in. So he's telling you, this is the person y'all call, this person y'all see. This is the one that's the savior of the people. This is the one that you're looking for, right? Oh, he shall come, saith Yahuwah of armies, but who may abide the day of his way? All right. So now, let's go to Revelation 2. Just verse 16. Read real fast. Repent, or else I come unto thee again quickly, right? And I will fight against them with the what?
Sword of my mouth.
All right. And again, to go back to what we talked about earlier. Alright, Revelation 2 and 5. Same thing. Remember therefore from whence thou art fallen, and do what? Repent and do the first works. In other words, return to the old ways, the covenant, right?
Remember the Torah, Moshe?
Right, return to Torah. And do the first works, or else I come quickly. I'm about coming quickly, right? And I will remove thy candlestick out of thy place, except thou repent. So going back to this whole thing, it says, and there's another scripture at the time today, who shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant, whom ye delight in, behold, he shall come, saith Yahuwah of armies. But who shall abide the day of his coming? And who shall stand when he appear? For he is like a refiner's fire and full of smoke, right? So anyway, let's keep moving. Y'all get the idea. Alright? Alright, so let's go to Exodus 3.
Alright, you good game with. I'm trying to draw you. Use my hand. Let's play. Smile.
Chapter that makes sense. Alright, I'm gonna read this real fast. Alright. Exodus 3. And we're going with starting at verse 1. Now Moshe kept the flock of Jethro and his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock in the backside of the desert, and he came to the mountain of Yah, or Elohim, even in Horeb. And who?
The angel of the Lord.
Malach Yahuwah, who was also Malach Kabrit, right? The angel of Yahuwah, or the Malach Yahuwah, appeared to him in a flame of fire. So a lot of times we read this story, we just talk about fire.
Right.
We don't think about it was somebody standing in the fire, right?
I've never heard that.
Right. And Malach Yahuwah appeared to him in a flame
Wow.
of fire out of the midst of the bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush was burned with fire, but the bush was not consumed.
Right.
And Moshe said, I will turn aside now and see this great sight, why the bush is not burned. But when Yah saw that he turned aside to see Elohim, he called him out of the midst of the bush and said, Moshe, Moshe. And he said, here I am. And he said, draw not nigh hither, put off the shoes from my feet, from the place where I stand, this is holy ground. Moreover, he said to them, I am the Elohim of thy fathers, the Elohim of Abraham, the Abraham of Yitzhak, and the Elohim of Jacob. And Moshe hid his face, for he was afraid to look upon Elohim. So go back to the old context of nobody being able to look upon him, right? But he saw it. And I came down here to do what?
Deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians.
Right? So, going back to this, like, hey, you just read over this real fast, but going back to the context of ascending and descending. I am come where? Down. To deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians. It's Malach Yahuwah coming down to do what? Save, right? And to bring them up out of the land into a good land and a large, unto a land flowing with milk and honey, into the place of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. Now I can tell you why. Now therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel is come unto me, and I've also seen the oppression where the Egyptians have oppressed them. So his coming down was connected with the cry of Israel, right? This is the reason why we know we get close. Because the more we cry out, and the worse, especially crying out and coming back to who we are, he's going to show up. He's going to what? Suddenly appear. Right? Why? Because think about what he just said. So I bring them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and bring them into the land, unto a good land, large, unto a land flowing with milk and honey. So basically, his context is, I'm going to bring you out of this place of your oppressors, and I'm going to bring you home. Right? Why is that? We talk about definitions, had a whole series of definitions. Shaya, save. Those three words in Paleo Hebrew, Chet, Yod, Hey. Right? So working in the camp, being settled. Right? So he is Yahushua or Yahusha or Yahawashah, however you want to pronounce it. Everybody got different ways to pronounce it. But anyway, either way you pronounce it, it's going to be the same thing. Yah's salvation. Right? Why? Because he's the one who's going to bring you out. Where? Into your home, into the land of your fathers. Right? In safety. Let's go back to the word Chaya. We do the word Chaya and the word Kana. The grace or whatever, Shana, whatever you pronounce that. And then the words Chet Nunhe, Chet Yodhe. And both of those words, grace and save, both are connected with being in the land, being secure. So he's the one who comes. This is the reason why Joshua was named Joshua. Because Joshua's name wasn't Joshua. Joshua's name was Oshet. Moses called him Joshua. Call him Yahushua. Why? Because he's going to bring the people into the land. You got me? Moshe is to be drawn out. Right? So he's the one who what? Drew them out. Right? Yahushua what? Brought them into the land. And what the first thing who the first he fought against? The Amalekites. Right? Edom. Right? So we go back, we go to Isaiah 66. I'm going to read it real fast.
Hold on, 66. I think it's 1.
Not anymore.
63, I'm sorry.
Who is this? Everybody there? I'll wait, y'all get there. Y'all there? Okay. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? This is that glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I speak in righteousness. Check this out. Mighty to do what?
Save.
Wherefore art thou red in thy apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth the wine fat. Y'all heard that phrase before? I'm gonna give it to you in a second. But that phrase is pointing to, right? I've trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I tread them in my anger, and I trampled them in my fury, and their blood should be sprinkled upon my garments, and I was stained in my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. Right? So again, the whole context of Yahushua, you read the story when they came out of, they was coming out of Egypt, they ran into the Amalekites, right? So the Amalekites was always on their trail trying to stop them. But Yahushua led them in what? War. And they were victorious. And then again, the other Canaanites too. But eventually they entered into the land. So Mashiach, because this is a prophecy about Mashiach, I'm sure you in Revelations. He's coming to do the same thing, right? Some people believe, everybody got different ideas of who Edom is, but what you look at is Edom is the enemy. That's who he is. So it's the enemies of Israel, right? All right. Show you real quick. All right. Here we go. Revelation 14. Before we get to that, hold on a second. Before we go to 14, we're going to go to 19. Y'all ready? Now you remember we just read about who's that coming from Edom, the dyed garments from Bozrah, and it said his garments are dipped in the blood, right? All sort of stuff of the Edomites, the enemies of Israel. So, Revelation 19. We're going to start at 11. And the heaven opened, or Shamayim opened, and I behold a white horse, and he that sat upon him was what?
Faithful and true.
Called faithful and true.
And in righteousness, he doth do what?
Judge and make war.
You know why it says that? The reason why it says that in righteousness he doth judge and make war is because when he comes back, his judgment upon the nations is going to be just. It's going to be, go back to the word righteousness, which means righteous, which means lawful. Remember, we get to the definitions, right? Because every judgment he's going to dish out is going to be according to Torah, right? If a man violently take away from, if a man take violently away from another man, he's supposed to go and restore that fivefold, right? Any man that murder another man must what? Go before the council, right? To be judged, right? All these things. None of these things has ever happened. People talk about eye for eye, tooth for tooth, but like I told you, that's still in scripture. The only difference is you're not doing it.
Yeah.
Right? Vengeance of mine, saith Yah. Be not deceived, Yah is not mocked, for that what a man sow, he must also reap. Right? So all these things are scriptures. So when he coming back and he's laying the wood to the nations, it's because it's Torah. It's based on Torah. He that lead in the captivity must go into captivity. He that kills with the sword must be killed with the sword. Right? So going back to him, like I said, he judges righteously. That means according to his word. So he's coming back like, hey, look. Anyway, I'm just keep going. I'm getting off from track. What was he at? 11? All right, he doth judge and make war. His eyes was a flame of fire, and upon his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but himself. That's why we don't get arguing people about the name. But anyway, he was clothed in a vesture dipped in what? Blood. Did we just read that? When it was Isaiah 63? He was clothed in a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the what?
Word of God.
Right? Remember we read about Malak Kabrit, messenger of the covenant? Same thing. Right? He's coming suddenly to do war and to judge. Who shall abide in the day of his coming? Right? His eyes was a flame of fire, upon his head was many crowns, and a name written that no man knew but himself. He was clothed in a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of Elohim, Torah of Elohim. That's what that is. Okay? And the armies which were in heaven follow him on white horses, clothed and fine and white and clean. That's my word, sharp toward the sword. No man smite the nations. He shall rule them with a rod of iron and tread the what? Wine press. You see it now? Of the fierceness of the wrath of Almighty Elohim, and on his vesture has the name written, King of Kings and Lord, and Master of yahuwah of yahuwah. We're gonna put it that way because all caps for his Master of Masters. And I saw an angel sitting and standing in the sun. We just read that last time. But let's go back. So let's go to Revelation 14. We're gonna go back again. All right, Revelation 14. We're gonna start at 17. And another Malak. All these Malaks coming down, continually descending this and right. Another Malak came out of the temple, which is in Shamayim, having a sharp sickle. And another Malak came from the altar. He had the power over fire, and he cried with a loud voice, cried out loud, to him. They had a sharp sickle, saying, thrust in thy sharp sickle and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. And the angel thrust his sickle into the earth and gathered the vine of the earth and cast it into the great what?
Wine press.
Of the what?
Wrath of God.
Elohim.
And the wine press was what?
Tried without the city.
And the blood of the
Blood
water.
came out of the wine press,
Go ahead.
even unto the horses' bridle, by the space of 1,600 furlongs.
See, I used to have that number, how many miles that was. I forget how many miles that is, but it's a whole bunch of miles.
Wow.
So let's go recap that. Let's go back to Isaiah 63. We still talking about Malak Yahuwah, right? 63. Who is this that coming from Edom with dyed garments? So this giving you the context. This is when people don't talk about Edom, this homo, that sort of stuff. We just showed you this event in Revelations. So now Isaiah is telling you this got a connection with Edom. Okay? Now we ain't at the camps. They go Edom doctrine. I'm just talking about, again, Edom representing the enemies of Israel, right?
Right.
Who is that coming from Edom with dyed garments and Basra? And that is glorious in his apparel. So remember, we just read that? He coming with this vesture, all this cool stuff, crowns, got all this stuff on, right? And then traveling in the greatness of his strength. I speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thy apparel? Thy garments like him. See, it's crazy because he's seeing this. He's seeing what Yahuwah saw. And he's like, what is he? Is he been traveling grapes? like, what's going on, right? And then he says, I have tried the wine press alone. And of the people, there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger, and I will trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments. And I will stain all my raiment, for the day of vengeance in my heart, and the year of my redeeming is come. And I looked, I love this part. And I looked, and there was none to help. So what he's telling you is, ain't nobody help me do this. I'm coming to do this. Why? Because I'm the arm. Again, go back to that. He's the arm of Yahuwah. Keep going. I looked, and there was no help. And I wondered if there was none to uphold. Therefore, my own what? Brought what?
Salvation unto me.
Yah's salvation. Malak Yahuwah. Mashiach. Right? And unto me, in my fury, it upheld me. And I will tread down the people in my anger. And I will make them drunk in my fury. And I will bring them straight to the earth. I will mention the loving kindness of Yah and the praises of Yahuwah according to that Yah has bestowed upon us and in great goodness towards the house of Israel. So it's telling you that all this is concerning us. Right? What you have bestowed on them according to his mercy and according to the multitude of his loving kindness. For I said, surely they are my people, children that would not lie. So he was their Savior. All right, let's keep moving. So again, we've proven through scripture what these titles mean and who this describes. So let's go to some of these slides are out of order, but another. Let's keep going, so I don't get ahead of myself. That's going to the voice. I'm going to get into the voice shit. Hold on, people. Hold on. We doing Isaiah 53. We've done that. We've done this. Talked about the arm. And we talked about that. We talked about that. Hold on 1 second. Angel of Yah. Judges. Let's go to this real fast, and then we're going to try to wrap this up today. All right, let's go to Judges chapters 2 and 3. And I'm not going to read that whole thing. I'm going to read a verse in there. Just one of them. I don't say that. Just say, come on, yeah. All right, Judges. Here we go. might not do that though, just save time. No, let's not go there. Let's keep going. That's just, we just killing and beat the dead horse on that one. All right, so Exodus 14:9. Gotta write that down if you want to. Exodus 14, verse 9. And the angel of Elohim went before the camp of Israel. This is all talking about in the wilderness, okay? So he's still talking about the angel. And the angel of Elohim went before the camp of Israel and removed and went behind them. So he's going before, then he turn around and he would go behind them, right? And the pillar of cloud went before their face and stood behind them, right? Exodus 23, verse 20-21. Behold, I will send. Let's go there real fast. Exodus 23. Start at verse 20. You got that? So you there? Yeah. All right. Behold, I will send what?
An angel.
Malak, right? Ascending and descending before thee to keep thee in the way, and I will bring thee into the place which I have prepared. Going back to the whole context to bring you back into the land, saving, right? Saving from who? Your enemies, right? Beware of him. Obey his what?
Voice.
We'll get to the voice next. Okay? Obey his voice. Right? Provoke him not, for he will do what?
You are not part of our transgressions.
Why is that?
For my name is in him.
His name's in him. Right? Check this out. Hold that. And then we're going to go to John 10th chapter. Now it says that, just read 23-21, says, behold, I send an angel to keep thee in the way, and into the place I have prepared thee. Beware of him, and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions. For my what?
Name is in him.
All right. John 10, verse 24. And the Yahudim round about him and said unto him, how long dost thou make us doubt? If thou be Mashiach, if thou be Mashiach, tell us plainly. Here we go. Yahushua answered and said to them, I told you, and you what?
Believe not.
But the works that I do in my what?
Father's name.
The works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me. But you believe me not, because you are not of my sheep. As I said unto you, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. So he says, the works that he does them in the Father's name, right? All right? John 5. We'll go to, I'm starting at 42nd verse. All right? John 5, verse 42. But I know unto you that ye have not the ahavah or the love of Elohim in you. You don't have it in you. Right? This is why. Somebody read 43rd verse for me.
For I come in my Father's name.
You come where?
In my Father's name.
So the Father's name is in him? It's in him. Okay, keep going.
And ye receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him ye will receive.
Right? So, go ahead, you finish that one.
It's at 44.
Okay. So, again, going back to this context of the name, he says what? Exodus 23, verse 22-21. Behold, I send the Malak, the angel, Malak Yahuwah, before thee, to keep thee in the way. This is in Egypt now. To bring thee into the place that I prepared. Beware of him. That don't mean like be scared of him, like, you know, like that means listen and hearken to him, right? Beware of him and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions. For my name is in him. Mashiach says that what? He came in the Father's name. Right? Exodus 23:23. I'm gonna speed these up. You got like 9 minutes. For my angel, which shall go before thee, and bring thee, or my Malak shall go before thee, and bring thee into the Amorites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Canaanites, the Hivites, and Jebusites, and I will cut them off. Right? Exodus 32, verse 34, to wrap through these real fast. Therefore, now go, lead unto the place which I have spoken unto thee. Behold, my Malak shall go before thee. Nevertheless, in the day when I visit their sin upon them. So again, we constantly in this vein of Malak Yahuwah, and Malak Yahuwah directly connected with the Brit Hadashah, and all these are prophecies of Mashiach. So again, Scripture says we should go to Egypt where? How many times? Again. With what? Ships. By the way, I spake unto thee, you see it no longer again. Right? In other words, not like the first time using Egypt. It's going to be a different Egypt. It's going to be a different bondage. And through the first time in Egypt's captivity, it was the arm. We read the other scriptures about an arm in Egypt. And it says it was through Yah's outstretched arm that it was delivered from the Egyptians. Right? But then Isaiah, when he talks about the arm, he says, who will believe that report? Remember when we just read Mashiach says that you don't believe me? He says 10:25, when he says, I told you and you believe me not, that I do the works of my Father, they be witnesses of me, right? But if you believe not, because you are not of my sheep, and I say unto you, my sheep hear my voice, right? What did Isaiah say? Who believed our report? And to whom is the arm of Yah revealed? Right? Because why? He was despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. Surely we have deemed him stricken. Right? Then he goes on and says what? Our sins were laid upon him. Right? So it's going back to the arm. If it's revealed unto you, then what you've seen, you've seen power. You witness in him. Just like how Shaul says what? He is at diverse times, in all kind of different, I'm paraphrasing, different manners, have revealed himself to our ancestors. Right? So this same way he's came in his latter reign, his latter time, and revealed himself to us. So we should do what? Walk in him. Right? But the first thing you got to understand who he is. Who is he? He's the image of Yah. He's the very image. So when you see him, that's why he says, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. Right? They're not two separate things.
Right.
Yah's the spirit, he's the body. Right? So going back to the whole context of, Trinity is nonsense. We know that. And people not fully understanding what he is. Remember, he's in the likeness of a man. Amen. Right? But not in our likeness. He's not in our likeness. We're in his likeness. Right? When Yah made man, he said, let us make man in our image. Who's the image? Mashiach. So now in the second Adam, you're being born again into what? His image. Mashiach, made what? Quick in the spirit, right?
Take out the incorruption.
Take off the incorruption and put on what? Incorruptible.
That's
right. So going back to that, so understanding why, because he's the salvation. He's the deliverance. When we talked about the robes of righteousness, remember that teaching? Now you exchanging robes. So you taking think about it like Elisha and Elijah. He's taking off that mantle and he put it on you. You see what I'm saying? And then you become what? A priest and a king. Just like he is what? A priest and a king.
Remember,
right?
Elisha did more miracles than Elijah.
Right.
And that's why Mashiach said, you'll do
greater works. Right. So anyway, let's keep. We got 5 minutes. All right. We did that, so we about to be done. I don't say. That's it. Only thing about this thing, man. Sometimes we get things out of order. All right. So, we talked about the angel. We talk about the arm. Now remember, he's the body, so everything that's connected with him is physical traits, right? When Malak Yahuwah was in the fire, in the burning bush, he spoke, right? And Moshe heard him, right? We just read when Yah told him, he says, and Moshe said the same thing. He says, a prophet, like unto your brother, and I'm going to raise up, the Yah going to raise up among you. He says, him shall ye do what? Hear. Let's go to that. And then next time we get together, we'll finish it on the voice of Yah, which is also another manifestation of Mashiach.
Are you gonna get back what you said about Andre? I just put it.
Man, I need to find that verse. I don't say. Y'all. I'm having trouble finding that verse. Y'all find it for me, just let me know. Alright, Deuteronomy 18. I think it's Deuteronomy 18. Yeah, Deuteronomy 18. Alright, Deuteronomy 18, verse 16. So next time we get together, when we get into the voice of Yah, you understand what that is. Now remember, Mashiach is what? He's the Torah made flesh, right? So what is Torah? Torah is teaching. So we can go back to even the word Torah, which comes from the word Mara, to shoot forth, right? So the context is shoot forth at the target. So the target is your mind and your heart. So when you speak, you speaking or whatever, was it baral?
To speak.
Like, what's that word, baral? I can look it up. Anyway, the context, going back to the Mara, to shoot forth, right, is to speak to the person and like reach them in whether their heart or their mind, right? So this is the reason why the scripture talking about Hasatan has what? Fiery darts, right? So what he shoots these thoughts, and that's what a lot of times we get caught up in. Sometimes you feel bad. You might be sitting somewhere, and all of a sudden, like this crazy thought come into your head. You're like, man, where did that come from?
Yes.
Right? And then sometimes you will own those thoughts. Like, you think that you're like the worst person in the world because this random thought that came into your head. Like you talking to your friend, all of a sudden it's like, kill him. You're like, man, what? Like it just throw you off. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not your thought. You're just like, where did they come from? But it's Satan, right? Satan was doing what? Injecting thoughts in your mind. He's what? Fiery darts. Going back to Shaul. So Shaul says what? In your body, he says the law of his mind. He's talking about the Torah, right? Because he's a Torah teacher. The law that's in his mind war against the law that's in his members, that's in his flesh. So what does that mean? So he's telling you that sin is a law. Everybody got me? Say it again. Sin is a law.
Sin is a law.
Sin is a law. And the reason why you know it's a law is a teaching. Going back to what we're talking about Torah, right? It's a teaching because you learn how to sin without nobody teaching. Right? There's certain things that like when you're a child, nobody teaches a child how to lie. Right? But it's in their what? DNA. It's in their corruptible body. And what it does, it teaches them how to do wrong. It's a sin, we call it a sin nature. Or the evil inclination.
Everybody has one.
Right. You born with it, right? And that's what Shaul is talking about when he says the law that's in his members. It teaches him how to do evil. Like sometimes you can sit down and then like a thought, like you should do this. You know it's wicked. But that thought come in your head.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? You start plotting. Right? Somebody do you wrong. You don't come up with this elaborate scheme to get this person back, man. But again, it's in your members. It's in your DNA, and it's warned against what? The law of your mind, right? So you have to use the Torah. What brings that into captivity, right? And so you don't live off them animal urges. You see what I'm saying? That's what Brother Khalil talking about that today.
That verse where it says the spirit is willing but the flesh is weak.
Right.
Yeah, get that.
Right. So saying that, going back to hearing the voice. So what is the voice? Faith come by
Hearing
and hearing by what?
the word of Yahweh.
Right? This is the word of God, which is Torah. So if faith come by hearing and hearing come by Torah, and Mashiach is the Torah made flesh. You understand? So you start to understand what the voice of Yah is. You see what I'm saying? That's why Mashiach says, "Well, I do nothing unless I've heard it from the Father." So he is. So going back to him being Malak Yahuwah. What is a Malak? He's a messenger.
Right.
He relays it. He's Malak Habrit, messenger of the covenant. He's relaying it to you. Everybody got me? He's a what? Mediator. That's what a mediator does.
Between Elohim and men.
There you go, bro.
That's who Yitzhak. That's why Yitzhak is so important. Yitzhak is the middle line between Abraham and Yaakov.
Right, right.
That's why it says, "In Yitzhak shall my seed be called."
Right.
So what happened to Yitzhak? As you saw, he got binded.
Right.
Who is Yitzhak?
Isaac.
Okay, Isaac. Okay.
He's the middle line. So if it's Yitzhak, my seed shall be called, that means that everyone is going to go through a binding.
Right.
And that is a binding of your what? What we just talked about. Your animal nature.
Right, right.
It's going to bind you to the earth.
Right.
And who can overcome it?
Right.
Whoever overcome it shall be saved.
Right.
And that's what Shaul was talking about. In Yitzhak shall your seed be called.
Right.
Because Yitzhak is the middle line between Abraham and Yaakov. He's Abraham's seed, and Abraham went up to deliver him.
Right.
And tied him down.
Right.
Binded him.
Right.
As a young man.
Right.
And he couldn't have no say-so about it.
Right.
So he was binded, but he was loose from that binding.
Right.
So in Yitzhak shall your seed be called. So once you get binded, how can you get loose? When you offer up your soul
Right.
as a burnt offering,
Right.
a khalil,
Right.
whole, entire.
Right.
Love me with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength.
Right.
That's the only way you're going to be saved. You
Live-
must offer up.
Living sacrifice.
You must offer up yourself as a living sacrifice.
Right. No, this is it. Yes,
Many
sir.
won't find it. That's why I
Right.
say many won't find it.
Right.
In the last day, many gonna say this and that. So until you see Malak, you can't be saved. You got to see Malak.
Right.
You got to Malak. Malak Yahuwah must appear to you.
Right.
Malak Yahuwah must appear to you.
Right. Let's go back. What the Mashiach said. Mashiach said that when you seek him, he said, but he would come and his father would what? Dwell with you.
How do you seek him? By worshiping.
Right.
Abraham said, me and the lad is going to worship.
Right.
He offered his son as a burnt offering.
Right.
And it was considered what? Yo, worship.
Right.
And then what? Malak Yahuwah came to him and said,
Right.
I've seen your what? Faith.
Right.
You allowed yourself to be binded?
Right.
That's why Shaul said, who can come with I got strike 40 times and all. He said, who can come against me?
Right.
That's what he was talking about. I was binded.
Right.
He got knocked on his knees and he was binded. What did Malak Yahuwah tell him? I'm going to show you how you're going to suffer for my name's sake.
Right.
He was binded.
Right.
Go on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Real, man.
Hallelujah.
That's the only way you're going to see. You're going to have to see Malak Yahuwah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Malak Yahuwah, blessed be he.
So, anyway, we did Deuteronomy. Oh, God, I need to read that. Then we're going to wrap it up. All right? It says, what was that?
It's verse 16.
Oh, that's 16?
Deuteronomy 18.
18.
It's
Verse
yeah.
16.
Good teacher, brother.
16.
Good word.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
According to all their desires today, that Elohim and Horeb in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of Yah, my Elohim, neither that's seeth the great fire anymore that I die not. So give you the text of this. When the first time, and go back to this whole thing about him dwelling with us, right? Yah with us. So when Moshe would go up to the mountain, Yah would come down, and it was so scary for all the rest of Israel. They didn't want no parts of it. Because originally, Moshe, of course he went up there early, first, but the whole nation was supposed to go up eventually. That was the process. They was going to all go up and talk with him.
All of them got to go up.
Right.
Everybody got to go up.
Right. But they was afraid. Because every time he would show up, it'd be lightning, it'd be thunders, it'd be smoke, all this other stuff when he shows up. And so it's like, man, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. They're like, yeah, they're like, Michelle, you go up. and you go talk to him, and then you come back and tell us what he said.
You go and get binded.
Right, you go up exactly get binded. But it wasn't that originally. But the Most High allowed it. That wasn't the plan. We see it right here. It says, according to all that desires. In the Horeb and the day in the assembly, saying, because they assemble themselves, come up to the assembly, we call it the church, the gathering, right? Saying, let us not hear again the voice, going back to the voice, because they were scared of the voice, of Yahuwah, my Elohim, neither let see this great fire anymore, that I die not. They thought they was going to die.
Because they heard his voice.
It was so scary to them.
Scary.
You know, the manifestation. In a while, we're going to talk about receiving the Ruach and all the different times, like the manifestation and like the glory that will always show up. So that's why there's always some type of manifestation. Like we talking about, we reading in the action about prophecy and tongues and all this other stuff. All these things are manifestation because it's power, right? So you plug power up. If there ain't no power in this room, there won't be no lights. There gotta be a manifestation of his power. So every time he shows up, going back to his voice, it was so in like crazy. But they would see. They was like, man, I'm gonna die. I don't want to get killed. Moshe, you go up, you go do this, and you come back and talk to us about this, right? So going back to Malak Yahuwah, with Malak. Anyway, let's keep going. 17th verse. And Yah said unto me, they have what?
They have well spoken. That which they have spoken.
See that? That wasn't the plan at first. The plan was for them to go up. Right? But now they have what? This mediator. You get it?
Yeah.
So Mashiach comes, get ahead of myself. Y'all still seeing where it's going, right? So he allowed it. But that wasn't the plan at first. This is what he tells them. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee. And I will put what?
My words.
In his mouth.
In his mouth.
What the Mashiach says, I can speak nothing unless what? It was given to me from my Father. Y'all see this? So right here he says, I will put the words in his mouth. He shall speak unto them all that I command him. Right? And it shall come to pass, whoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in what? My name. I come in my Father's name.
Amen.
You don't receive me. Somebody else will come in their own name. Him you're going to receive. Right? But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, I gotta say this, or that shall speak in the name of other guys, even that prophet should do what?
Die.
So everybody running around talking about you can get a new car, you can get a new house, you can get this, you can get that, they call them the prophecy. That's soothsaying.
Yeah.
That's what that is. I ain't saying that it won't happen, but they go around telling you this and it don't happen. There's a difference between them saying, hey, it seems like Yah done revealed this to me, but they're saying, Yah done said this. Oh, you're going to be above and not beneath. The head and not the tail. You're going to get a new car.
You got to give something before you get that blessing.
Right.
Most preachers want you to give before you can.
You will send me $29.99. Right? See, that stuff didn't happen back then. If you did this, and the scripture says you say it, don't come to pass, you're going to be cut off. Right? So this is why everybody went running around trying to be prophets, unless you're the prophet of Baal or something like that. But anyway, saying all to say, y'all get the context. So it's the voice of Yahuwah, and you had Mashiach, who what? He came and he dwelt with man. So going back to the whole thing about the lion and the lamb. So he came. It's almost like he's the lion and he with the lamb and he's going back to the lion. Right? So he appeared to them and they saw his greatness and they feared. Like they were scared. You know, some people say, man, you talk about like visions and visitations by angels, they're like, man, I don't want to see nothing like that. Because they scared. They fear it, right? So that's how they was. Like, man, even though it was holy. It wasn't holy. But with the things you saw, it was scary, right? The scripture talk about thick darkness and lightning and like clouds and all this other stuff every time he showed up. So they didn't want to have to deal with him. So the Most High then had a mediator to go between them. Right? But that wasn't so. So he says, what? I'm going to raise up another prophet. What? In my name, like we talked about last time, my name's going to be in him. Him you're going to listen to. Right? He's going to dwell amongst you. And he's going to relay this message to you. Right? So in the past, you know, when he was showing to them, they didn't want to hear him because of the fear. The second time he shows it to them, and they don't want to hear him because of the truth. Right? So anyway, and we're going to talk about it next time. You see the slide right here. Job 37 verse 5. Yah thundereth marvelously with his voice. Great thing does he, which we cannot comprehend. Going back to that voice, right? We go back to his manifestation on the mountain, the thunder and the lightning and the smoke and the thick darkness and all this other stuff, right? Job 40 verse 9. Who has now they got both of them right here now. Who has a arm like Elohim? Canst thou thunder a voice like him? Right? So you in this text, you got Job talking about the arm and the voice, right? What are these things? These are manifestations.
I encountered that then. I encountered that.
Right. So, Genesis 38 verse 8. We're going to wrap this last slide review. And they heard the voice of yahuwah Elohim. This was going back to what we said earlier. Check this out. Walking in the garden. Now I'm going to ask y'all, have y'all heard the voice walk?
No.
Right? They heard a voice, the voice of yahuwah Elohim walking in the cool of the day. So when they sit there, like, when you hear somebody walking, that means they might be stepping on leaves, things are rustling. That's how you know somebody's walking. Like, I'm at the house, I know who walking down the aisle, whether it's Shua or it's Rock or Jermaine. If it's Shua, it's if it's Rock, right? Because you got them little short feet. If it's Jermaine, it's like that. Because I know somebody walking down the hallway. So they heard the voice walking. Now, we just read that he said that his voice and the arm are connected. You got me? So when Adam and Eve was in the garden, they see this, and then when they hear the voice, now they're trying to hide themselves from it. So how are you going to hide yourself from a voice? What do you know to go do that? Why would you why would you sew together aprons or like clothing to try to hide from a voice? Right? But what you're seeing is, again, go back to the Hebraisms. It's the voice of Yah, right? It's the Malak Yahuwah, right? Who? One that had what? The appearance of a man. Going back to, like, if we go a chapter ahead of this, we talk about the making of man. He made man in what? His image. Right? And now we see, when they see him, we see something that's the voice of Yah walking in the garden. So they're like, and they're trying to hide from the voice. Right? But what is it? The first thing he's giving them is what? Torah. Teaching. Right? Because he's what relayed them the message. Don't eat of the tree. Right? Don't eat of the tree. All the other trees are what? Good for fruit. Now, I ain't get into this too deep, but if you really do a study on that, like other precepts about the word tree and the word fruit in scripture, you'll see a tree don't always mean tree, and fruit don't always mean fruit. It don't mean a pear and a peach, and tree don't necessarily mean a hardwood and oak. Right? Mashiach says what? You know a tree by what?
Fruits.
Every tree that doesn't bear fruit is going to be what's going to happen to it?
Cut down.
Cut down, and they will cast in the fire, right? So he calls you a tree, right? So it talks about each tree bears fruit. So in this context, you're talking about in the garden, there's these malaks, right? Who have different fruits, and she partake of the fruit. So it don't necessarily mean that people think it's the apple. It doesn't say nothing about no apple. It just says the fruit, right? So that's your fruit is your doings.
Right.
So whatever this thing, this Nakash, right, serpent, relayed to her, she did it. You know what I'm saying? And then what brought sin in? But saying all that to say, so you got all this terminology that go back to Hebraisms: trees, fruit, the voice.
Man is the tree.
Right. So
Birds come get shade
right.
from the man.
Right. So anyway, all right. So we get into the voice next time. Hope that helped clear some stuff up, and we're gonna wrap that up on that subject, and we move to the next thing. And hopefully we have these type of live streams. If y'all watch the live stream, we're gonna be 6-ish on Wednesday. I'm gonna be 8-ish because I'll be late sometimes. And on the Shabbat, we're gonna be 11-ish. And y'all tune in. Hopefully when I get it straightened out, we're gonna be able to simulcast on Facebook and YouTube. But you know, and do it that way. But everybody online, we love y'all. We're gonna say shalom.
Shalom.
Rebirth of a nation. Hebrew kingdom building.